For Complex News, I'm Pierce Simpson here in Los Angeles, California at a disclosed place. Pat, I was gonna go through my normal intro and give you all the accolades that I could give you. You had an incredible year. Man, why are you fully dressed? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
No, so this is what I wear on a daily basis. I like to make sure that that I'm ready to go at any moment.
Go at any time.
Yeah, so you know how Tom Brady throws in the off season.
Yeah,
I just wear it around all the time.
I mean, you win MVP. I would rock that everywhere. I'm like, I'm at Chipotle. What's up? Let me cut the line. Pat, like I mentioned, incredible year, MVP, only third player in NFL history to throw for 50 touchdowns in the season, over 5,000 yards. But you're now the newest cover star of Madden 20. How does that feel? Walk me through your feelings of that.
No, man, it's amazing, man. When you grow up, you look at those Madden covers. I remember seeing like the Michael Vicks, and then you get older, you see Tom Brady, and you see Antonio Brown on there last year. I mean, these are the superstars of the sport and guys that you've looked up to growing up. And so, getting up to be on the Madden cover, I mean, it is special, man. It's truly special, and I'm glad that I got to do it at such a young age.
Yeah. And it happened so quickly, too. It's your first full year starting last year, and then you come in and dominate the league, one of the best players. Was there ever a moment where you're like, okay, this is really happening?
Yeah, I mean, when you look back on the season, for sure, it wasn't something where I expected to do all those things, but I knew we had a really good football team. Yeah. So I just went out there, did what the coaches said, and you throw it to guys like Tyreek and Kelsey and Sammy Watkins, it makes your job a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. You described yourself as a lazy kid. It's funny seeing you now because you're one of the best players in the NFL, and you're going to be one of the superstars of Madden, so I would assume you're going to be a 99 rating, hopefully, right?
You're going to see.
Do you ever kind of look at your rating on Madden and it's like, okay, let me make sure I'm good enough, I'm high enough?
No, past years have been pretty good.
Are you cool with it?
Yeah, I've been getting been a 99, so
Listen,
can't complain about that. So
yeah, do you play Madden often?
Yeah, I do. Been playing Madden since a kid growing up, so we always play Madden in the household growing up. So it's a big deal to us for to just not just be on the game, but
of course,
have a 99 on the game. It's like that's surreal. So.
You're 23 years old. A lot of people go throughout their entire careers not even coming close to the type of success you had last season as your first full year starter. What keeps you level-headed? What keeps you focused at this point in your life with everything changing so quickly?
I think it's the love for the game. I mean, it's nothing more than that. Like I'm gonna say I never wanted to win MVP and do those things, but I never even thought about it until it happened.
Right.
I mean, like you dream as a little kid about this stuff, but all I thought about was going out there and playing professional sports and getting to live out my dream.
Well, during early parts of the season, you just came off signing your new deal. You were kind of frustrated because the sack totals weren't kind of living up to what you felt like your contract was. How did you work out of that situation? You've gotten a lot of stats throughout your career, but you were still down. How do you get out of that situation?
Just working, just grinding, not letting myself be satisfied, always knowing that I can, do something to do more, to accomplish more. So, just putting the body at work and just letting that, speak for itself.
Kobe Bryant recently shared a great story with Nick Foles, saying that Nick Foles went up to him and introduced himself. Kobe Bryant's this huge Philadelphia Eagles fan. Nick Foles won the Super Bowl for the squad, so obviously he would know who that is. Has there been a moment where a celebrity knew who you were that kind of shocked you?
When I walked off the stage at the MVP, like Aaron Rodgers was just sitting there and he congratulated me. And that was a dude that I watched all throughout college and high school, and like how he played the game and how he dominated the game, which he still does to this day. And I was like, man, like that's so cool of him to be there congratulating me when I'm just a young guy in the league. And that's a guy I had looked up to about how to play the game and dissect defenses. And I thought that was like a really surreal moment.
Before your junior year of high school, you thought about quitting football and just focused on basketball and baseball. And as you look like that, what do you think about that time?
I mean, it's true, man. I mean, when they're telling you, the MLB scouts telling you they're gonna draft in the top 3 rounds if you have a good senior season, a good junior and senior season in baseball. I mean, it's hard to sit out there and they're like, if you focus on baseball, I mean, you could be a better player. And I'm like, man, if I just focus on it, I can be a first-round draft pick in baseball. And my dad was kind of the same thing. He was like, man, like you can just focus. And I wasn't even starting at quarterback yet. I was still competing for the job. And so it was a thought. But then I thought about it and I was like, man, I want to try this quarterback thing out, and it all paid off in the end.
Because they had you playing safety at first, right?
Yeah, so I played safety, man. I had 6 picks, man.
Talk your talk.
I had 6 picks, 25 tackles. I wasn't tackling nobody, but I was picking everything off. But no, it was. We had a quarterback that went to a D1 before my junior year, and then my sophomore year, and then going into my junior year. One of my best buddies, who I believe would have went D1 anyways, he ended up going playing baseball, but he was a quarterback too, and so we competed all the way up to my 4th game in junior season, and He's still one of my best friends to this day, and it kind of took off from there.
Is the rumor true that you don't take vacations?
I don't. No.
Why don't you take, Aaron, you listen, you've had a fabulous career so far. You played a long season. You just wrapped up the Super Bowl not too long ago.
No.
Why don't you take vacations, bro?
It's hard for me to stay still for a week and not do nothing.
I got you.
So if I feel like I'll fall behind, I wish I could. I'm just weird with it. I just feel like I got to be doing something, some type of, putting up time in and working. So
I give you 2 more years in LA. 2 more years, all of a sudden you're gonna be on the beach. You're like, you know what, man, I'm good, I'm chilling. Growing up, your mom said you never got excited about anything. She said she would take you to Disney World, never got excited. Yankee Stadium, never got excited. Did you have a particular moment this year, whether a game or a practice, where you actually got excited, maybe winning an MVP award?
Yeah, I would say the Rams game was the game where I felt like I was almost like too emotional, like too excited.
Really?
I mean, a lot of stuff happened, but I made some mistakes that I wouldn't have usually made, just because I was so amped up for that game. But after that, I kind of figured it out. Like you got to be pumped, but you can't be too amped up. And then I will say the MVP was one of the only times I've ever think I've been really like nervous. I thought I was gonna win it, but your heart starts pounding a little bit, man.
Course,
yeah, and you get up there and you're talking in front of that big group of people, and but it was an amazing experience. And I mean, NFL, they do it the right way with the honors and everything like that.
Of course. Well, what were you nervous about? Were you nervous about losing to a Texas native like Drew Brees? Or what made you so anxious in that moment?
I think it was just like that moment was there. Like, I mean, you dream about that stuff, and you want to like win MVPs and do all this different stuff, and then you're just sitting there and they're announcing it, and you're looking on the screen and it's showing all these nominees and it's showing all these stars. And then you see your name and they announce Patrick Mahomes and you're like, man, like, this is surreal, man. Like, this is crazy. And so I was nervous till I got up there, and then I just kind of just let it all out, kind of things that I thought about, and it was really a cool moment.
Patrick Mahomes, we talked to him earlier today. He said that the time that he was most amped up for a game was the Monday night battle that you two had here in Los Angeles, one of the best games of the season. He was just amped. Was there a particular moment where you playing against him where you're like, oh, he's the real deal?
Yeah, when he put up 50-something points, you can't even really talk stuff. After the game, after he threw the last interception, he put his head down. I came up to him, pat him on his back. I said, I let him know you one hell of a football player, man. You keep your head up and you keep working, man. He's definitely a special football player and got a lot of talent, man. So a lot of respect for that guy.
Are you a shit talker on the field?
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't even bat
I couldn't even talk nothing to that guy. That boy balled out. I say a lot of stuff. Honestly, I really don't remember a lot of the stuff I say because it's just being emotions. But just
is there anything that's off limits that you like? Okay, I can't say that.
Whatever comes to my head, I'm just gonna say it though. Honestly.
See, that's not fair. See, because you're bigger than everybody, you can say stuff like you can just get away with stuff. Who gonna check you?
You grab some necks before you say some words. So it's a
What
lot.
do you mean grab some necks?
That too much. You grab right there by the Adam's apple.
Do that one more time for me.
Right there.
How many? You weigh how much? And I'm saying that you're very fit. I see you on Instagram.
265.
And you grabbing people right here by the Adam's apple. Let me tell you something, Aaron. We in the same city now. You grab me by my Adam's apple, I'm falling out and I'm getting paid. You were drafted number 10 overall in 2017 NFL draft. So I got a question for you. Do you remember all the players drafted before you?
I do, but it has nothing to do with like hateful stuff towards it. But yeah, I mean, of course you remember those the guys. I mean, you're sitting there that night, man, and I mean, it's worse for those guys that kind of went in the second round. But like that night when you're sitting there and you're just like, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know where you're going to live out the rest of your life.
So obviously you know the names. So I won't have you name the names. You know them.
Yep.
But whenever you come across those names that you're playing on Sunday, are you like, okay, I'm better than him, cross him off the list. I'm better than him, cross him off the list.
No, not at all. But I think there's, as a quarterback, I mean, you have that mentality as you want to go out there and beat all the other quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to go out there and beat those teams. You don't get to play against each other, but you want to be the best in whatever sport you play. Yeah. And so, I mean, I know that we have a great quarterback class. We had Trubisky, we had Watson, we had Kaiser, we had a lot of guys, Davis Webb and Peterman and all these guys. But I mean, it's kind of that friendly competition. Is you want those guys to do good. Yeah. You want them to have a lot of success. But when you play them, you're like, man, I got to get you, man. I can't let you get me.
You picked 14? 13. Can you name the 12 other guys that were drafted ahead of you?
Odell.
Okay.
Khalil Mack. Clowney. Was it Matthews?
Yeah.
Tackle. Ebron. Went to Detroit.
He acting like he don't know. I can see him seething. He know. He just don't want to say it and put it out there. That's what you know.
I'm just talking about the players that just pop right in my head that I remember that I know we train together or just their success. I can't remember.
Listen, I'm not gonna push you. You done told me your tactics. I'm not gonna push you. I'm not gonna push you. If that's all you want to answer, that's all you want to answer. Jakeem Grant said you're a quiet, swag type of guy. Your pops called you Showtime growing up. What will you call out for next season? What's the predictions for Patrick Mahomes' success in 2020?
Man, the success is going to be stepping up and winning the Super Bowl. That's the only thing we can do as a Kansas City Chiefs to take that next step. I mean, we were right there this last year getting there.
Yeah.
But now it's about going to get in the Super Bowl, and I mean, all the other stuff comes with that stuff. But if you have a great team and you have great success, then everybody's going to succeed.